Hi, it's Yui. Welcome to my channel, Chibi Chef Japanese Home Cooking. It's almost Valentine's Day, so today I'd like to show you how to make a beautiful heart-shaped Valentine sushi cake without any special tools. Also using some useful and easy tips for sushi making. I made this salmon sushi cake video before, so if you watch both, you'll be a sushi cake master. First, to make the heart-shaped sushi, I'm gonna use this empty milk carton to make a mold. Before cutting the carton, wash it and use kitchen scissors to do this part. Cut off the top triangular part and cut the remaining part in half like this. You can make a small heart-shaped sushi cake with only this part, but today I'm gonna make it a little bigger to use this bottom part. Bend it to make a curve. This makes molding the shape easier. Then connect both parts with tape. I tried to make them have the same height to look nice in the video. Then find the parts to be taped. Cut off unnecessary parts. It looks like a cat and not a heart, so to make the nice curves on top, bend the container like this. Still not a perfect heart shape, so I did it again. Finally, it's done! Tape the parts that pop out. I used a smaller container to make a slightly smaller mold earlier, and the smaller one is better for 2 people. It's like crafting, so it might be fun to make it with kids too. I cooked rice, but you can always use microwavable rice too, but please get short grain rice. I'm measuring the rice to make sushi vinegar later on, but if you get some burned parts in the rice as I did, please do not use the burned parts for sushi rice. But it's tasty, so eat it later. Today I'm using about 500 grams of cooked rice, and based on that, I will calculate the amount of the sushi vinegar. This is how you calculate the amount of the sushi vinegar. Sorry for me, being Japanese, it's easy to measure in grams. The sushi vinegar consists of rice vinegar, sugar, and salt. So if I have 500 grams of cooked rice, I will need 10% of the weight of the rice for rice vinegar. Then for the sugar 5%, for the salt 1% of the rice weight. Or if you want to skip all this, just use this already made sushi vinegar. Let's measure them, but you don't need to be too specific. Once you remember the right taste of the sushi vinegar and the sushi rice, you eventually won't need to measure them. I have other sushi videos with slightly different ratios of the ingredients, but I thought communicating this easy ratio might be more useful for everyone. To dissolve the sugar in the vinegar, microwave it for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then mix them well. Now the perfect sushi vinegar is ready! If you have a sushi tub like this, wet it with water and dab with a clean cloth beforehand to avoid the rice sticking. You can also use a regular large plate like I did in the past sushi videos. Pour the sushi vinegar all over the warm cooked rice. And use a large rice spoon or spatula to mix the sushi rice in a cutting motion. Try not to squish the rice and rotate the tub or plate to mix evenly. Also use a fan to release the water in the sushi rice, as well as coat the surface of the rice with the vinegar to make it shiny. You can also use a magazine if you don't have a fan. Cool the sushi rice to room temperature and cover it with a wet kitchen cloth to avoid drying. Then rest the sushi rice for 1 hour. Now it's time for the fish. Today I have 0.65 pounds of fresh tuna. To make the roses, I'll need 4 to 5 slices for each rose. Try to have 8 to 9 good slices. For the rest of it, I'll just chop it and make it like a toro texture. I'm not a sushi chef, and as you can see, I'm not good at slicing fish. So I'm just gonna use the filled slices to create the toro texture. Also, it's easy to make the roses if you slice the fish thinly, so I needed to fix some of the slices later. The broken slice is gonna be a part of the toro texture. Place the pieces one by one and little by little, one on top of the other. Then roll from the side to the other end tightly, especially make it tight along the long bottom side. Ta-da! Repeat, but this time make a smaller rolls with the smaller sizes. Then open the petals. For the rest, just chop finely. You can use 2 knives too. I introduced this method of sushi making before in my past video, Negitoro tuna, with some other sushi recipes, so check it out if you like tuna or salmon. Here are 2 more tips. You can smooth it out by rubbing it against the cutting board like this. And if you find a grain from the fish, please take it out as much as you can to make it nice and smooth. Finally, it's building time. Wash and clean the paper mold once more before use. Place the mold in the middle of the plate you'll be serving on. Then add half of your rice in the mold as the first layer. Try to make the rice layer flat and tight. After placing the first layer of the rice, put a sheet of plastic wrap on the top of the rice. Press the rice to flatten with your hands or spoon. Don't forget the edges as well. Take the plastic wrap out and move on to the next one. I wanted to make 4 layers as rice tuna, but I realized that I don't have enough tuna to make the 2 tuna layers. So I cheated by placing the tuna only on the edges. If you have enough tuna, place it all over the first layer of the rice. But this is how to cheat with less tuna, because it's quite expensive. Then add the rest of the rice. Same as before, place the plastic wrap, then flatten the rice firmly. Shape the heart. Then put the rest of the tuna on top. Flatten the top tuna layer. This is the very top layer, so it needs to be beautifully smooth. If you find a grain here again, take it out. Last step. Make sure to maintain the iconic and beautiful heart shape. Finally, it's time to remove the mold. I was so nervous. I couldn't make a perfect heart shape. I cheated the tuna part, but it came out nicely. Since I used the smaller sushi cake mold, I realized that the tuna roses are too big for the sushi cake, so I took 1 slice each from the roses. Place the tuna roses one by one gently, any way you like. As rose leaves, I used a few mixed salad leaves, but you can use Japanese sisal leaves or other greens you like. Place the leaves and they look more like real roses. I wanted to have a little more of a chic presentation, so I moved to a black plate. When you move it, put your spatula to avoid the rice sticking. You can have sake with the sushi cake, but it's for Valentine's Day, so we decided to have rosé wine. This looks so cute and it's kind of a shame to eat it. The tuna roses look amazing too. Even if the layers or shapes are not perfect, the presentation will still be very appealing. It was so hard for us to decide where to start cutting. Then we decided to move the roses first. We didn't want to cut in half vertically because it looked like breaking the heart, so we cut a corner off first. Serve it with soy sauce and wasabi. A wonderful meal shared, or treat yourself! Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a happy Valentine's Day!